Ultimately, the gospel is the story of God's immeasurable love. We were living in a world destined to die, destined to be alone and forgotten, and it was our fault. We rejected God. He had every right to leave us as we were, but He decided not to. Why? Because He loves us. The Apostle John writes, "In this the love of God was made manifest among us, that God sent His only Son into the world that we might live through Him. In this is love, not that we have loved God, but that He loved us and sent His Son to be the propitiation for our sins." We are most alive when we have flourishing relationships. Other people have the potential to fill us with vitality. That's why broken relationships often feel like a death to us. The reason we're so full of life and healthy relationships is because we're loved. When we're loved, we can thrive. We can overcome things through the support of a loving relationship that we couldn't on our own. Our broken relationship with God literally is death, but a relationship with Him can infuse us with life in a way that nothing else can. God's love is so life-giving that it conquers death itself. God's love is loyal, humble, forgiving, and empowering. In short, God's love is everything we want in a relationship. Humans were not only made to be loved by God, but also to be the vehicle through which God shows His love to others. Because humans were made in God's image, it's impossible to separate our love for God from our love for mankind. Yet because we were cut off from Him, we lost our ability to truly love. We live in a world where love is clearly not what it should be. Without God, our knowledge of how to love became darkened even though we still desired love. Desiring love is one thing, learning to love is another. So God not only showed us love, but also showed us how to love. He showed us how to sacrifice our self-interests for the good of others. John writes, "By this we know love, that He laid down His life for us, and we ought to lay down our lives for the brothers." The same cross that teaches us how to trust God also teaches us how to love again. We learn how to love God as we learn how to deny ourselves for the good of others. John again writes, "Beloved, if God so loved us, we also ought to love one another. No one has ever seen God. If we love one another, God abides in us, and His love is perfected in us." And so, God's church is supposed to be the place where a loving, thriving version of heavenly humanity is possible. Learning how to love again is difficult. We will come across people even in God's church who present difficulties for us. But through the example of the cross, we don't run away from those difficulties, but rather use them as opportunities to learn the love of God and show it to others. The gospel message is the message that mankind can live in a loving community again with God and with his fellow man. God is preparing us for a new age in which everybody will have learned to love already. Christians eagerly await a world in which love is the norm, not the exception. It is the gospel message that invites us into that age and prepares us for it at the same time. This gospel message is all-encompassing. It's a message that overcomes death, gives our lives meaning and purpose, renews our fallen glory, and connects us to our fellow humans and God in a loving, trusting relationship. It's the message that God has overcome evil and death and invited us to join Him. Jesus tells us, "In the world you will have tribulation, but take heart, I have overcome the world." This is the good news. This is the gospel. If you've watched this series and would like to discuss the gospel in more depth, please contact us at the email address listed below or talk to the person who shared this video with you. Thanks for watching, and may God bless you as you discover Him more fully.